been thinking about classrooms a lot lately. Maybe that's because I spent so many years teaching. I don't know. But something keeps coming back to me. Anyone that's been a teacher or a student will know exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes a teacher steps into the hallway for just a minute, and before they've even stepped completely out of sight, somebody says, "They're gone." Suddenly, kids are standing up, someone throws a paper airplane, conversations that were whispers become shouting across the room. It can happen amazingly fast. Then the teacher walks back in, and almost instantly, everyone sits back down. I've seen that, but I've also seen something completely different. A teacher leaves the room, and nothing really changes. Students keep working, they help each other, they stay on task even though no one's standing there reminding them what to do. If you walk past both classrooms a few minutes later, you might never guess one teacher was in the room and the other wasn't. For a long time, I assumed the second teacher just had better classroom management. But the more I thought about it, the more I wasn't sure that explained what I was seeing. Both teachers had influence in both rooms. Students had good behavior while the teacher was there. The difference didn't really appear until the teacher left. Maybe we've been asking the wrong question. Not how do we get people to do what we want while we're standing there, but what happens after we leave? When we describe someone as a strong parent or teacher or coach or boss or leader, we're usually describing something we can actually see. A parent gives a child a certain look and the child immediately stops. A boss walks into the room and conversations end as everyone gets back to work. A coach blows the whistle and the whole team snaps into position. A political leader speaks and thousands of people begin repeating the same message. Those situations look different, but they all share one thing. One person does something and other people respond. From the outside, that can look like strength. The person spoke, people listened. The person wanted something to happen, and it happened. But here's what we can't actually see. We can see what people did. We usually can't see why they did it. Maybe the child stopped because they understand why the rule matters. Or maybe they're simply afraid of getting into trouble. Maybe the employees work hard because they care about doing good work. Or maybe they only work that way when the boss is watching. Maybe the players trust their coach. Maybe the crowd truly agrees with the leader. Or maybe some people are following because everyone else is. From the outside, those can all look exactly the same. People are cooperating, but underneath, very different things may be driving that behavior. That's why behavior by itself can fool us. The same action can grow out of fear or authority or admiration or trust or genuine understanding, while the parent, the boss, the coach, or the leader is standing there. Those differences can be almost impossible to see. Eventually, what's underneath becomes visible. Does the child still make the safer choice? Do the employees still do careful work? Does the team keep working together? Do people continue living out what they believe? Or does everything return to the way it was before? That's the moment that tells us what actually took root. Getting someone to change their behavior while we're present doesn't necessarily tell us what kind of influence we had. It tells us something changed for that moment. What remains after we leave answers a much deeper question. Then it occurred to me, maybe I'd been treating two completely different kinds of strength as if they were the same thing, but they aren't. Sometimes taking control is exactly what's needed. If someone suddenly collapses, you don't gather everyone together to discuss what to do. You call 911. If two children are swinging at each other, you separate them first. Questions can wait. Sometimes strength acts immediately because in those moments, its job is protection, and protecting people matters. Sometimes it matters more than anything else, but eventually the emergency ends. The child calms down, the crisis has passed, And that's when the job changes. Protection can keep someone safe, but it can't make someone see why the safer choice is worth choosing. That kind of understanding usually grows much more slowly. You can require a behavior for a while, but you can't make someone value it for themselves. At some point, they have to begin asking their own questions, making their own connections, seeing how their choices affect the people around them, and discovering for themselves why that choice is worth making. This is when an idea slowly stops feeling like someone else's and starts becoming our own. That kind of change usually doesn't happen in a single conversation. It grows over time. And I think that's where we sometimes get confused. We see someone's behavior change and assume the work is finished. Sometimes it's only just beginning. We often judge strength by what changes the fastest. But the fastest change isn't always the deepest, lasting change. Truth check. When I look back now, I realize that's really what I spent most of my adult life trying to do. First as a teacher, then as a parent. Of course, there were moments when I simply had to say, no, stop, come here. Sometimes that's exactly what the moment required. Not because I wanted control, but because I wanted someone safe. But once everyone was safe, that wasn't the end of my job. In many ways, it was the beginning. Because I wasn't trying to raise children who only knew how to listen to me. I wanted to raise adults who could make wise decisions when I wasn't there to tell them what to do. As a teacher, I wanted the same thing. Not students who behaved because I happened to be in the room, but students who understood why the work mattered, why kindness mattered, why honesty mattered, even after they walked out of my classroom. Because eventually, every student goes home. Every child grows up. There comes a day when they have to decide for themselves, and that's the moment I've been thinking about. Not the moment they're with us, the moment they aren't. That's when we begin to see whether we simply changed someone's behavior or whether something inside them had quietly become their own. I've been noticing this in politics lately, not because politics is different, but because it's one of the few places where millions of us get to watch influence happening in real time. Every day, we watch people trying to influence other people. Sometimes it seems to work almost immediately. At least that's how it looks from the outside. But after everything we've been talking about, I don't think that's the most important question anymore. What matters more is what's happening underneath. Did someone truly change their mind, or did they simply respond to the pressure they were feeling in that moment? Those aren't the same thing. Someone might repeat an idea because everyone around them is repeating it. Someone else might stay quiet because speaking up feels too costly. Someone might even appear to change sides without ever changing what they actually believe. From the outside, those situations can all look exactly alike. Just like those classrooms, what was underneath often doesn't become visible until the pressure changes. When the crowd is gone, when the cameras are off, when the applause dies down, what is still true after the pressure is gone? That's the question I keep coming back to. Not just in politics, but anywhere one person hopes to influence another. How does conviction actually grow? I think conviction grows a lot like learning does. Think about teaching a child to ride a bike. At first, you're doing almost everything. You're holding onto the seat, steadying the bike, keeping them from falling. For a while, your presence is what keeps everything upright. But that isn't the goal. The goal is that one day they'll be able to ride, even after you've let go. That moment is scary for them and usually for the person running alongside them. But if you never let go, they never discover something important that they can balance for themselves. I think understanding works much the same way. Someone can explain an idea, answer our questions, model what it looks like, encourage us when we struggle, but they can't do the understanding for us. At some point, we have to make sense of it ourselves. We connect the pieces, discover why it matters, and decide whether it truly fits what we believe. And when that finally happens, the idea doesn't belong to the teacher or the parent or the coach or the leader anymore. It belongs to us. I think that's where conviction comes from. Not because someone successfully held on to us forever, but because somewhere along the way, they helped us become able to stand on our own. And once that happens, their influence doesn't disappear when they leave. In many ways, that's when you discover it was real. So through my window today, I've slowly realized I'm not hoping for agreement first. I'm hoping for understanding. Agreement can disappear the moment pressure changes, but understanding has a way of traveling with us into our next conversation, our next decision, our next relationship, even after the person who helped us learn isn't standing beside us anymore. Can you think of someone who helped shape who you became, even after they were no longer part of your daily life? What was it about them that stayed with you? I'd really love to hear your story. This week, notice one moment when someone changes their behavior because they're being watched, and another moment when someone does the right thing, even though no one is watching. Ask yourself, what made those two moments different? This channel isn't about censoring or forcing people to agree. It's about slowing down long enough to really listen, understand different perspectives, and approach discussions with thoughtful reflection together. I welcome different views, I really do, but respect matters here. If you disagree, explain why. If you see it differently, share your perspective. Here, our differences are strengths, and they're starting points for deeper understanding, not weapons. And if you'd like a little extra help shaping your reply, I've linked my 3 Ps in Action comment edition in the description. It's the same process I use myself to pause, pinpoint truth, and proceed with purposeful forethought. Maybe real strength isn't measured by how many people we can control. Maybe it's measured by what remains after we've left, because our presence is temporary. What we're really growing isn't obedience for today, it's understanding that remains tomorrow. Eventually, every one of us leaves the room. Thank you for looking through my window today. If you find these reflections valuable, hitting the thumbs up, sharing this with a friend, or subscribing helps bring more people into the conversation. And I'm really glad you're here. Remember, pause, pinpoint truth, proceed with purposeful forethought. Join the conversation. See you next time.